What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick. As always, you can call me Tetris Ninja, and we are here once again for the start of a brand new series of a game that comes out in the distant future. So this is going to be part one of my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. I'm going to be showing you guys basically the exact beginning of the first couple hours of the game, and you're probably wondering how the heck I got this footage. This footage was captured at a press event in San Francisco that Namco Bandai, or Bandai Namco, however you want to pronounce it, held and invited me to, and they said, yeah, come over, play the first couple hours of the game, post it on your channel. And I said, hell yeah, and here we are today. So yeah, I hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the series and enjoy the opening cinematic because it's pretty awesome, and I'll catch back with you guys after it's over.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Alright, so this is the main character creation screen. I didn't want to spend too much time here because each person who went to the event were only allowed to post 45 minutes of footage in total across all the videos that we make, and I didn't really want to spend too much time here, so try to get through this as quickly as possible, even though I know there are some of you guys who would like to see every nook and cranny of the character creation screen. As well, as you can probably tell by the icons, we were playing on Xbox One development kits. That was just what was available to us at the event. And final logistics, I like to always mention anytime I kind of do these early previews of games, that this video or videos is not sponsored, meaning that I'm not getting paid to post this video on my channel. I'm just doing it because I wanted to. I feel like transparency is always something that's much appreciated on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. And just to give you guys a little bit of background of my history with this franchise, on the channel I have posted Dark Souls 2 and as well Bloodborne. I have finished both those games to completion, so that being said, I fully expect to finish this game as well when it fully releases in April, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it along the way with me. My only thing that I probably would have changed about this, redoing it, is after I saw everyone else's gameplay, I noticed that everyone played as a knight. So in hindsight, if I would have went back, I probably would have decided to play as a different character just to show you guys something a little bit different. But you know the old saying, hindsight's 2020. I just chose the one that was listed first. Alright, so this is where the game begins. We have arisen, or arose, in the Cemetery of Ash. At the beginning here, I'm kind of just feeling out the controls because it's been a while since I have played a Bloodborne / Dark Souls-esque game, so I want to make sure that I have most of the controls down pat, and that's an epic fail right there. And just on that topic, I normally like to do my gameplays and my Let's Plays live, with live commentary, but as you can probably tell, this is a post commentary edited down a bit just to make sure that we get the most amount of footage up as possible. And I hate doing post commentaries. I sometimes delude myself to think that I can bring like a microphone to an extremely loud event and do things live with live reactions, so you guys kind of get my feel of how I think of the game at first playthrough. But it's just too impossible. There's too many people, it's too loud, and I find that I can't act my natural self in a room with like 20 other YouTubers and like 20 other games journalists. So unfortunately, the first couple early preview episodes of this series will be post commentary. So anyways, so at this opening area, I was kind of just exploring, kind of looking around, getting a feel of the combat and the controls. And this is a branch path here where we will, let's kind of reading the messages here. I was kind of going to try to see what I could see, and we find a new enemy type, which is it's kind of like a lion that has fused with like a rock and stuff like that. That blue thing in the corner there. I'm trying to see if it's gonna attack me or not. So one couple of things in comparison to previous games that I noticed, the last Dark Souls game that I played, I was actually very surprised when we started off this game that we started in a full set of armor. Obviously, you could always choose different classes and different layouts to a certain point. You can start the game with nothing basically and start with wasted skin. But I chose the knight one, like I said earlier, just because it was the default one that was available. And I was really surprised at how much armor I had and how it looked, because this is the type of armor that I would think that you would kind of probably have by about the 3/4 mark of the game, whereas in previous games it's very minimalistic on the armor that you have. So yeah, that was kind of surprising. So I was kind of maybe thinking that maybe this isn't like the full opening of the game, and maybe that it was just for this press demo, this is what they gave you. But I talked to the PR person and he assured me this is the exact beginning of the game. Everyone who plays this game day one will have the exact same options that I have. So I had it the press build. So what you see is what you guys will be playing come full release date. So that's the first bonfire that you'll find in the game, and you get lovely little achievements as well. And the game kind of just throws you right into it, because we're actually going to be encountering the first boss of the game right away when we reach the bottom of this corner. These guys that we're encountering right now are just generic dummies that go down with basically one sweep of light attacks. So nothing too too strenuous or too difficult to deal with, and kind of just making sure I look around to see if I can find any excess souls I can turn in for. And yeah, we're gonna encounter our first boss battle right here. After I take a flaming arrow to the chest. God. Yeah. Anyways, so one thing also that some fans will be familiar with from Demon Souls is that the hollow system is kind of reverting back to its roots. So in Dark Souls 2, for here you can kind of see I wanted to take a look at this boss up close. I was actually expecting him to attack me right away, but I actually had to interact with him in some sort of manner, and then I felt like dancing around him for a bit using my poses, but I forgot how to use the poses, and then I eventually just gave up and interacted with him. Anyways, back to what I was saying. In this game, it's going back to the old hollowed system where it's either you're hollowed or you're not. If you're hollowed, you lose the exact amount of health every single time. Whereas in Dark Souls 2, your health kind of just got slowly whittled away, eventually reaching a point where it's maximum it can take away. So in Dark Souls 3, it's either hollowed or you're not hollowed. You lose the exact amount of health. And if you want to unhollow yourself, you take an ember. And here, I realized with most bosses, when you first encounter them, they usually give you the opportunity to hit them a couple times before they start counterattacking, and you're not given that second opportunity again if you die, and then you have to go through the fog to re-encounter them again. And here you can see I'm still, it's early on into the game, okay, I'm still relearning the mechanics. So general rule of thumb for most encounters of medium size with these humanoid statue types, enemy types. Man, you watch this. So much fail. You're probably thinking, why is this guy giving me tips? He got just absolutely destroyed there. I will give you tips, okay, to survive, because I actually do kill him. This is the one, even though there's really no way to tell if I'm lying to you or not. But this is my second fight with him. So after we go to the fog, he comes in with full health, and you will be able to get those free hits that you got last time. But anyways, general rule of thumb is that when you deal with medium-sized enemies with these like huge, large weapons, is that you roll. So if they're right-handed, you roll to the right side to avoid them. But he did like a little uppercut right there. But if he's right-handed, like this guy is, you roll to his right side. If he's left-handed, you roll to his left side. And for larger base enemies, usually the safest spot is directly underneath their groins and in their legs, because they can't reach you usually with their weapons or whatever they're planning to hit you with their dangling bits. See, this is like the type of moments right here where like I wish that I could do like live stuff, because when this first happened, I was like, holy shit! Something just grew out of his face. Sigh. Oh well, we beat him and light another bonfire. The air of fire destroyed, and this will give us a sword that allows us a little bit more progress that we will need a little bit later, and then we will progress into the next area of the game once we go through the gigantic double doors. So where we're heading can be seen as the main hub of the game. It's the equivalent to Majula from Dark Souls 2, but just a lot cooler. So it's located in a shrine. It's going to be the area where you do all your character upgrades as well as all your weapon and armor upgrades as well. But it's more awesome because it's in a shrine. It's called Firelink Shrine. It's guarded by these weak jackasses, guys who try to shoot me with fire arrows. And I accidentally made a mistake where I attacked one character while I was in there. I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to. And because I attacked him every single time that I went into the area, he just automatically attacked me. And he was kind of tough to beat, and I was stuck in this area for about, I'd say 20 minutes trying to beat this guy. See, as you can see, it's pretty awesome. It's much cooler than Majula. And then down the staircase right here is going to be the blacksmith who does all the weapons and armor upgrade. The upgrade system is fairly similar, using the same material that you would find in Dark Souls 2. He's right here. he's been lifting, as you can see.
Newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
So this is the main HUD of the upgrade screen. Like I said, it's pretty much almost identical to what it was in Dark Souls 2. Uses the exact same material. And as well, you can also... So there are two main types of Estus Flasks in this game. There is one that regenerates health, and then there's one that regenerates magic. If you want to do a pure like soldier build, and you don't find that you're going to use magic at all, you can actually exchange the magic one at the smith for a health one, which is pretty cool. It gives you a lot of versatility. So we're coming up to the guy that I'm pretty sure I didn't, or I wasn't supposed to attack, because I was stuck on this guy for about 20 minutes, and I was kind of like watching everyone else play, and they didn't attack him. They just left him alone, and they progressed, and I was kind of like falling behind. And every single time, this guy right here, and every single time that I came into the area, he just like auto attacked me. So there was no way for me to progress without killing him. So yeah, I was kind of stuck here for a bit, so I had to make sure that I had to kill him before we progressed any further. And I do, because I'm a boss. And it took me about a half hour to do so. He has a pretty wide range of attacks, and as well he has the capability of taking Estus Flasks as well to regenerate his health, which is super annoying, and I get like absolutely destroyed right here with that sky apricot. Some of his attacks are really, really cool, and I'm kind of curious to see what he actually does in the game. So when I replay this game again from this point, obviously on my playthrough, I just won't attack him and make sure he stays alive, so we can see exactly how we can interact with him. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think that'll be it for me. I really don't have much else to say. We beat him the next time around, and we progress through the next stage of the game. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this early Let's Play series of Dark Souls 3, and I will see you guys for part 2 in a bit, alright? So thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.
Produce the farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.